Plane of the Middlesbrough squad touching down safely. There it is, just coming into shot. Let's now go back to David Craig, who can take us through these moments as the team will appear in a few moments down the steps with the trophy to greet the fans in arrivals at Teesside International Airport. David, it's all yours.
Well, I hope you can hear me above the hum of the engines, but it is the sweet sound of success here at Teesside Airport. Flight 471 taxiing right up to us, getting these great pictures courtesy of the airport staff here, and Middlesbrough Football Club, who are determined to make the most of this. I don't think they ever really believed it was going to happen for them. The aircraft is literally right on top of us. The pilot's just given us a little wave out the window there. Of course, the Carling Cup will be safely stowed on board, and it really is a great occasion. I don't think that, of course, the players on there are aware of the reception that's going to greet them outside. But I think they're expecting, obviously, something, but probably not what's going to greet them. It is really going to be quite phenomenal. OK, well, we're getting conflicting reports about numbers, but we'll wait and see. But it is very thick out there. One or two fans made their way to the security fence around the side here, and the airport authorities letting them stay there on this occasion. The plane taxiing round to the left-hand side, that is going to come back to face us. You can see down the far side the air marshal marshalling them in, and then the Middlesbrough team bus that is just away to my left now will be brought onto the tarmac, and hopefully we're maybe going to get a little bit a first sight of that trophy. They're hopefully going to get Keith Lamb across to come and have a quick word with us. That will be absolutely wonderful, but certainly I can see one or two of the players' faces pressed up against the window there. They weren't expecting, I don't think, cameras on air side, but I think they'll be giving us a little bit of a wave and a thumbs up. And I think you've got to feel for people like Gareth Southgate that left big clubs, had bigger offers to go to bigger clubs, perhaps than Middlesbrough, and he was persuaded to come here to Teesside, and always felt and has always said to my colleague Brian Swanson during this week that he felt that this was going to be their year. But they're all heroes, one and all, and Steve Gibson, as I say, as well, the man that's literally led from the front. He brought Steve McLaren here, of course, who'd never been a manager in his own right before. Tremendous experience both at Derby and Manchester United, but as I say, had never ever managed a football team. And Steve, I know, will be particularly pleased. He said quietly to one or two people he was desperate to be the first Middlesbrough manager to bring success, and he hoped that that would then get them over that hurdle. It would push them on. It would push them on into towards the Premiership's top six, and he felt that some big European nights at the Riverside could really help them do that. And of course, financially, it will help the club greatly as well, because Steve Gibson's had to be a little bit tight with the purse strings of late. They had big spending sprees under Brian Robson, brought a lot of big-name players here, didn't quite get the success they hoped for then. But Steve Gibson, as I say, has given Steve McLaren some money, but perhaps not as much as he likes. So we'll wait and see if the purse strings are going to be loosened a little bit. But this is, of course, a day to enjoy it. The airport staff moving in there to position. The plane steps are coming down. A little bit difficult for me to just pick out exactly who we're going to see first. Hopefully you'll be able to pick them up on camera as we go in nice and tight over there. My night vision, although it's not too bad, it's not probably quite as good as that, but well, I would expect probably to see Steve McLaren come first, or perhaps Gareth Southgate. I think that's the air crew there, the air hostesses that have no doubt been serving the odd fruit on that flight on the way back. If I know Steve McLaren, of course, his thoughts will be on the game on Wednesday. But a wonderful moment, and hopefully we'll also get maybe a glimpse of that trophy, the first ever major trophy to come to this part of the northeast, the first ever domestic trophy that Middlesbrough have won, and we're seeing it live here on Sky Sports News. There's the team bus, not their normal bus. They normally have a great big double-decker version of that, but that's just swinging round into position. Hopefully he won't block our view, and the players should be disembarking any moment indeed. Very cold night here, but I don't think the fans will be worried too much. A lot of them, I'm nicely wrapped up, a lot of them in T-shirts. I actually even saw a few people in football strips, so they'll be a little bit nippy and a little bit cold. Unfortunately, the team bus just seems to be slightly obscuring our view there at this moment in time. Hopefully we'll get that moved back a little bit. But certainly we'll see the players come round off the steps, and they will then make their way onto the bus. The first of them coming off there now, and can't quite make out who that is. Certainly club officials there in the smart suits, and making the way. Steve McLaren, I think, just 2 in behind there, just having a word with 1 or 2 people. And we are making representations in the hope that certainly we can get somebody to come over and have a quick word with us. But obviously, I think a lot of smiling, a lot of happy faces there, no doubt about that. This is a really great moment in the history of Middlesbrough Football Club. And they're hoping that, of course, there'll be many, many more to come after this. They won't be getting complacent about it, that's for sure, after just 1 trophy. But they'll be hoping for bigger and better things to come. And certainly we'll have to follow their progress with interest. The players now starting to stream off in great numbers. No, 1 or 2 there look like they've got something a little bit stronger than an orange juice, but no doubt Steve McLaren will forgive them for that. The odd bottle of champagne in vision. No, so far a sign of the trophy. That, of course, is what Middlesbrough fans will be desperate to see. A whole array of airport officials there, of course, and everybody just stood on the tarmac, probably just breathing this in and taking it all in. It looks as though we've got somebody coming across to talk to us, so hopefully this will be Gareth Southgate, is on his way across. We've got 1 or 2 of them making their way in this direction. It is, as I say, a very bitterly cold night, but I don't think these players will be worried at all about this. Really is a tremendous occasion. Players, 1 or 2 of them making their way onto the bus. And I do believe, I think it looks like Gareth's coming to have a word with us. And Bolo Zenden as well in the background, of course, a hero of the day. Great penalty, almost slipped, didn't he, David Beckham style, but managed to stay on his feet. And Gareth Southgate is coming to join us now. So Gareth, no doubt thrilled. Doesn't live too far from me. It should push the price of property up in my area, that's quite good. Gareth, how are you?
You didn't get your ticket.
I didn't get my ticket, but the most important thing is that you've won this trophy and you brought it back here.
Well, we haven't actually brought it back. In fact, it's gone missing. So.
Oh, that's good news.
I think the chairman's got it on his next flight. So, no, we're delighted to have brought the trophy back to Teesside. Yeah.
Now, we talked earlier in the week, and you were bringing all your experience to bear. You were playing this down, which was the right way as far as you were concerned. But just what were the feelings today as you stepped out at the Millennium Stadium?
Well, it was a fantastic occasion, I've got to say. You know, our supporters made it an incredible atmosphere, both before the game and after. And, you know, big games, you never know what's going to happen, and it was a bit of a strange game, you know, the way we took the lead so early and then had to hang on a bit.
Can you believe it? 2 goals up inside 10 minutes?
No, not at all. You know, you kind of... you try and account for everything that might happen, but going into a lead so quickly like that didn't really enter our heads. We wanted to start well, you always say that. But no, it was a big surprise, and in a way, we got 2 goals up before we'd even started playing, and we didn't play very well in the first half, if I'm honest. But second half, I thought we broke very well.
Now, of course, it's obviously all about you boys, but one man has led this club for a long time, Steve Gibson. Have you got a tribute or thoughts for him tonight?
Well, just absolutely delighted. I mean, I think everybody could see he joined in the celebrations at the end, and means so much to him. You know, I'm so chuffed for the people of Middlesbrough and for people like him who've been involved with the club for so long, because, you know, I've only been here 2 or 3 years and it feels special to me. But for him, having been through all the disappointments of the lost finals, you know, extra special occasion.
Is this the beginning for Middlesbrough? Because that's what I know you'd hope for privately and Steve McLaren's hoped for. Is this where you can push on?
Well, we've now set a standard that any player coming to the club now, it's not enough, you know, we've won the first trophy, so they've got to go a step further, so we have to keep raising the bar. But I think we'll enjoy tonight first.
You've had some big moments in your career. How does this rank?
Well, I've got to say the atmosphere and the occasion was as good as anything I've played in, so it's a very special day.
Now, of course, you've got a big game coming up in midweek, so much chance of celebration?
No, we've already been told we're in tomorrow, and you know that you have to get on with it. The season's not over. We've got 15 games or something to go. So, as fantastic and as enjoyable as it is, you know, we have to leave the partying for another day.
Now, what I want to know is, have I been sacked as a lucky mascot? Because I've been there every time you've won in the league, in the Carling Cup this year, but I wasn't there at the Millennium Stadium.
I know. Well, I did think I thought you'd organised your ticket with the manager, but obviously not. So.
Well, Gareth, many, many congratulations, and thanks for talking to us, and enjoy it.
Pleasure. Cheers, David.
Well, there we go. Gareth Southgate coming across to talk to us. Very decent guy, Gareth. Everybody that knows him, a tremendous professional. And as he said there, this is hopefully the beginning. They're not going to get too carried away with it. But, of course, perhaps slightly disappointingly is that the trophy is somewhere still in mid-air. So hopefully we will see that come down. There's a plane coming in to my right now. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not known for my plane spotting, but perhaps this looks more like a private plane. It could be Steve Gibson. And that is apparently where the trophy is, with the chairman. And I don't suppose you can blame him for that. If anybody deserved to bring that from Cardiff to Teesside, it should be Steve Gibson. Plenty of noise going on here. We'll see the Middlesbrough players go in a moment. And we're waiting to find out whether this is Steve Gibson's plane. Coming past us, you can probably just hear me over the roar of the engines. The Middlesbrough players are all aboard the bus. They are heading for their training camp, where their, I'm told, wives and families are awaiting. 1 or 2 people there to greet them. And then they're going to reconvene there tomorrow, of course. So we'll bring you the very, very latest from Middlesbrough's training camp at Herworth tomorrow. And we're just waiting to find out whether, of course, this is the plane with Steve Gibson on. There is the bus going away to my left-hand side. That's the last we'll see of the Middlesbrough players, I would think, for tonight. They have to make their way, of course, through the waiting crowds outside. Certainly going to get plenty of cheers and support, and a very, very happy band indeed, as you heard Gareth Southgate tell us there on Sky Sports News. So the bus just waiting for its lead. And hopefully you'll join us back here again shortly, when we'll try and find the elusive Carling Cup.
David Craig, thank you very much indeed. Live from Teesside International Airport. It's obviously all happening there tonight. The team are safely back. We hope that the chairman will be. We think that's the chairman in the plane that's just arrived with the trophy. We shall no doubt be hearing from David Craig a little bit later on. It's a big night, and indeed a great season so far for them. Well done to Middlesbrough.
We'll be back with much more reaction and more from those Middlesbrough players, and hopefully the Carling Cup a little bit later on.